And what truck, you might ask, has won me these plaques and this big trophy? Well, the answer is kind of black and green. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome again to the JDR RC blog, and this one is dos. See, I'm two fingers now instead of one. This truck right here is the truck that I have won more with than any truck that I've ever built, and it's one that I will never part with because I just absolutely love this truck. This is my Gravedigger ZRP Diablo, and if you want to find the Diablo chassis and you want to build one yourself, contact John Zick. Look up ZRP Racing on Facebook. I believe the page is ran by Stephen Hopkins. John Zick does all the machine work and everything like that for this chassis. I believe a few guys help him with that. But John is the one that designed it, and he's got several of them himself. I believe the entire Michigan series just about is full of the ZRP Diablo chassis. And by the way, I'll throw this out there too. Check out Stephen Hopkins on YouTube as well. He's got a lot of the Michigan stuff up there. There's a lot of great trucks in there. Excuse me. And we'll go ahead and we'll talk about this truck. But first, I kind of wanted to go through and I wanted to show you guys, well, the Gravedigger that I first started out with, which was a CPE Terminator powder coated green truck, just a generic looking clodbuster truck. And a lot of the trucks that I'm going to show you have just been ones that I've worked with and tuned and tested with basically until I got here with this truck. So I'll go ahead and show those to you. A few pictures. We're back here, and I'll throw out this video. In this video right here, I'm just going to go through a few things that I've done to this Diablo Gravedigger that are different than what a lot of people seem to do with their Diablos. See, John, when he builds these, all these up here are for your upper link mounts. These down here are for your shock, and you can see my shocks don't lay down like that, because I took and I drilled extra holes in there because I prefer my shock setup to be almost straight up and down. I want a little bit of an angle, but not much. When John built these, he wanted the shock laid down, and that's perfectly fine if you want to do that. It just didn't work for me. The first few events that I drove this truck, it just did not work right, and I couldn't figure out why. So I took a friend of mine's advice, drilled those out, and angled my shocks up. I got them nice and stiff now, as you can see. And yeah, this truck has worked really well since then. By the way, the shocks are Proline Power Stroke front shocks for the Slash, all the way around. A lot of guys go with the rear. I prefer the fronts. The fronts are a little bit lower, a little bit stiffer too. To me, at least they feel like that to me. But yeah, I really enjoy those shocks. The one thing I'll point out that is different on this ZRP Diablo chassis versus any other Clod chassis out there on the market is this sway bar right here. Goes to the center of the chassis, comes down, bends, and goes all the way out to the front axle. And you can see that one's kind of bent just a little bit because, yeah, if you've seen the video of one freestyle that I have with this at Bigfoot, yeah, it wasn't good, so I had to straighten it out myself. The only other thing that I really do to this truck, other than what people run now in a lot of the Clod trucks, I run Castle Creations electronics, but I run a discontinued Castle motor. I have several of these on stockpile, and it's the 2-pole version of their 4600 kilovolt motors. They are wicked little motors. They have plenty of top end speed, whereas a lot of the trucks now with 4-pole motors, they come out of the corner and they're basically at top speed when they hit the throttle. These will build speed all the way down the straightaway until they get to a corner. That's just how these things are. I love these motors. I've ran them for a really long time. I don't ever intend on switching until I actually run out and see that there are none left, and then I'll start looking into different options. But yeah, until then, I'm going to keep running those motors because I love them. Oh, and I want to apologize too. The truck's a little dirty because I've been testing it for our summer series here in the Sugar King. So yeah, that's why it's a little dirty. Usually this one's pretty shiny, but yep, this is the Gravedigger. JDR RC blog number 2. Going to wrap up right here. And the next one, I really think you guys are going to enjoy if you're an old school fan. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. We'll catch you on the flip side.